What's up, guys? It's the 90s Baby Gamer giving you another video. This time I'm going to talk about Nintendo's new codename NX, which they're going to be talking about more next year. Is this going to be the final traditional console? Is the final traditional console going to be dished out by Nintendo? Well, that's the ramblings that are going on right now in the video game community, both on YouTube and on forums everywhere. People are predicting that Nintendo's codename NX will be the last traditional console. They feel like Sony is either going to go bankrupt and be out of the console race, or their next system will just feature PlayStation Now, maybe not even have downloadable titles, but just straight game streaming, and that Microsoft will either do the same thing, where they'll have a box that has game streaming through the, I think it's called Azure game streaming service, or they're going to completely dip their toes out of the console race as well. From what I can gather, a lot of these people who think that the traditional consoles are done and over with, they think that at this point that Android and Apple are going to take over the video game market pretty much, and that's going to be the future of gaming, where you're just going to hook up your phone or tablet, or you're going to buy yourself a micro console, an Android micro console, to do all of your gaming, because that's where the casual market is. You know, as of now, if you go to the Google Play Store, you'll see a couple games that have over 100 million downloads, 50 million downloads, and 10 million downloads. Now, I understand that a lot of these games are free to play. However, those in-app purchases add up. A lot of people, they play these games for free, they get addicted to these games, especially younger people, and of course adults. You know, a lot of people on those games like Candy Crush and stuff like that. I know that's what you think when you think Android, but you know, that's the case, and the money does pile up, and that's where the casual market is. I feel like everybody who had a Wii, well, not everybody, but the casual market, most people who bought a Wii, that's where they've migrated to. They've either migrated to the Apple Store, or they've migrated to the Google Play Store, and that's where they do all of their casual gaming now. As far as if I think that this is the last of the traditional consoles, now let me clear that up. When I say the last of the traditional consoles, I do not count micro consoles such as the Nvidia Shield, which will be coming out in May. I'm counting the traditional big three consoles: Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, duking it out and making traditional hardware. Now, as of this moment, I find it hard to believe that the Nintendo NX will be the last console made, simply because of the success of the PS4 and Xbox One, more so the PS4. The PS4 has over 20 million units sold, and they don't have a major or a big exclusive title. They don't have that home run yet. The Uncharted is not out yet. People bought it simply based off of brand and the fact that they know that those games are coming. So, and there was a lot of hype surrounding the PS4. So just based off that alone, imagine when these games start coming out and the PS4 eventually has a price drop, sales are going to skyrocket even more. So there is still a demand for these consoles. As far as the Xbox One, it sold over 11 million. Yeah, it's not matching up really with the PS4 sales. However, there was a huge demand from consumers around the holiday time, where Microsoft cut the price of their Xbox One down to $350, and it came with bundled with about two games. And there's also one game when it was the Sunset Overdrive bundle. But once they came out with those bundles and it was 350, there was a huge demand for those in the holiday season. I myself got one during the holiday season. So there is still a demand for traditional consoles, and because of that, I do not think that the NX will be the last console made. I understand that Sony is going through some difficult times outside of the PlayStation brand. They are really struggling, and I hope this doesn't happen, but they could very well be bankrupt by the time the next generation of consoles do come out. So, and I'm hoping that that's not the case, but it could very well come down to it. As far as Microsoft goes with their Azure gaming streaming service, it's possible that they could be out of the console race next by the next generation. However, I just have to say that I just don't think the NX will. I think if I know people will go back to comments made by, I believe it was Yoshida, who said that they were looking to expand PlayStation Now to more platforms. They wanted to put it on phones and tablets and even eventually on the PC. So they're kind of grooming themselves from the future and getting away from the traditional market. So I can see where they're coming from. However, if you had a service like that, wouldn't you want to put it on as many platforms as possible? I don't think it necessarily indicates that the next generation of consoles that they're going to opt out and make everything through the PlayStation Now service. I don't think that that's where that is heading. However, I won't rule anything out. But as it stands right now, I do not believe that the NX will be the final console made. All right, guys, that was it for this video. If you like this video, like it. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button and check out the links in the description below. I've got links to my Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch page. All right, guys, take it easy.